Let me see. This is a bit of, let me get warmed up, Tyler. Let me get warmed up. You gotta go with the layups first. You know, go, this is that mic and drill, keep it high. And then after you do that, you know, you flip it, keep it high. All right, let me see. I seriously have not shot. It's been like 2 or 3 years. I don't go in the gym. Oh!
But all I knew was Joth was reaching out, and anytime Joth reaches out about something, you know it's something meaningful, purposeful, and something you probably want to be a part of.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing y'all need down there?
We need a lot, man.
Yeah.
Every time a child looks at this, it gives them the courage to carry on, to say, I can do this.
I'm expected to go through life and deal with things with just what I experienced, and it's nothing compared to the stories of what these women have experienced.
Look at doing like an Xbox, getting like kind of set up for like 4 players.
Guess who doesn't know about this? Donell Morgan. Vooks is the world's first streaming platform dedicated to children's storybooks, and we first heard about it because our favorite human being, Joey Jenkins, called me one day and told me, hey, I'm having this thing somewhere around downtown Portland where I'm working with this new group. It's children's storybooks, and we're having like a listening session. So I went to that thing, listened to it, fell in love with it, and I went home right away and I told Bethany about it. And I asked her, like, you know, what do you think about this concept idea? And you thought, like, yeah, that sounds like a cool idea, but
it seems like, how has no one already thought about
I know,
this?
that was the thing.
This doesn't exist, what?
That was the first thing that I was thinking as I was listening. Now, how long for us? 3 years?
Oh yeah, probably about
3 years ago, we sat in a room upstairs,
Uh-huh.
and then it was just like this small, tiny group.
It's been a wild ride. So yeah, I mean, we started, I guess about 3 years ago is when we started. Yeah. We've all been working on it since the beginning. It blew up pretty quickly. We did a campaign for to introduce books to teachers, and teachers just exploded. We ended up getting over 1 million teachers using books, which was wild. Yeah. And from there, it kind of just kept, ballooning and ballooning.
Yeah. Vooks started off so small, like a handful of people, and just took off. Yeah. It just skyrocketed. And I don't know that it was a shock, because we thought, like, this is a really good product. It makes a lot of sense.
Concept.
You have a chance to get messaging to little kids and be intentional about it and make it fun.
And educational.
So now you are in the CEO role. What has that shift been like?
I mean, it's been incredible. Marshall, Russell, and Shannon, as founders and visionaries of this company, invited me in to be an early stage, and our family has a huge passion for education. My wife was an elementary school teacher for 7 years. We have 3 kids in the Vooks target demographic. We educate and empower kids in Haiti through our nonprofit NCompass. And so when Marshall presented Vooks and shared the vision of it and introduced me to Russell and Shannon, I was sold instantly. To have an entertaining product that educates kids and inspires a love of reading has been awesome.
So Vooks asked me to be an ambassador for them, and I was honored to be able to step in and do that. And one thing I wanted to do was start bringing in other people who I knew would kind of share in the love of the mission, and, you know, people who grew up maybe enjoying reading and understands the importance of academics and stuff. Yeah. So one of the first people I called was Craig Robinson, somebody I've known for a really long time. He happens to have a very famous family.
Oh, really?
Yes, a former First Lady, Michelle Obama, and then former President Barack Obama. And Craig's hometown is Chicago. And one thing that we talked about was, hey, Craig, would you want to give this to the whole city of Chicago? You know, all the kids there, you grew up in it, you understand the need for it. And he was like, yeah, he was excited about it. So I had the chance to go with Craig and Vooks to Chicago and do a full-on giveaway, and we were there for only about 24 hours, but it was great. It was a fun time. I remember that trip to Chicago was a giveaway. You guys made the decision to give books away for free to
Yep.
all the kids and families within Chicago. And
That's been a huge heartbeat of the company from the beginning, is creating equitable access to reading and inspiring a love of reading and spreading joy into kids all over the world. And so Craig's actually talking about launching another giveaway in Chicago to give families over there more access, and we're looking to partner with some incredible organizations. We've already partnered with Kids in Need, Pencils of Promise, Boys and Girls Club. We're talking about internationally how to get more kids access to books. So we've got some big plans in 2022, and looking forward to getting more kids getting involved and engaged.
I met Joey at Oregon State back in like 2005 or so, and it's so crazy how things work out sometimes, because little did I know, 5 years, or actually 7 years later, Joey would be in charge of a basketball gym that I was needing at that time to run a youth organization. And it was during that time where he told me about NCompass, the nonprofit that he was running, and they were sponsoring an orphanage in Haiti. And I told him that one thing I wanted to do with the kids in our basketball organization was get them involved in that whole thing. And so we did that, and we got a chance in 2013 to take the trip to Haiti with NCompass.
One of the students and kids that you took there was a kid named Joseph. They connected in a way that was awesome because they didn't speak the same language, but they were still able to have like these friendships and communicate with like nonverbals and in other ways. And then when Joseph left there, he made it a mission to provide a teacher so that the kids could learn English. And if you know English, it's like
Gold.
having gold. Yeah, it is the real high ticket item there. And over the next year or so, Joseph raised money and they hired a teacher down in Haiti. And by the next summer when he went there, he was...
Without me.
Without you, yeah. He did this on his own. The kids there started speaking English, and the next time that he was there, they were having conversations in English with each other. And I remember that just really touched us, and it was why we started then donating to NCompass for their education fund.
Even though Joey is spending like every hour of every day right now leading Vooks, he's still deeply involved with NCompass. So I just wanted to know what's going on right now in Haiti.
You know, Haiti has been a challenge to work in for the last 15 years in general, but as of late, COVID's made it more challenging. Presidential assassination, there's a lot of gang violence there right now and political turmoil, another earthquake. So it's an uphill battle for sure, but we've told our donors and supporters and volunteers for years, we're in it for the long haul. This is a lifelong mission and vision. We love the kids. You've met them, so you know.
Yeah.
They're incredible kids, and Vooks was generous to donate iPads and free subscriptions for all the kids over there. So I got to go last year and watch these kids that, you know, not only 5, 6, 7-year-olds, but 18-year-olds who were for hours just watching Vooks, learning English with it, just excited to get inspired to read more. I was messaging with Dyson on Facebook the other day and listening to him talk
How old
about
is he now?
He's 18 now.
Oh my God.
And he's,
That's when you met?
Yes, he was a little kid.
Wow.
He was a little kid when I went over there, and
Wow.
we're just running around playing soccer.
That's
iPads were sent over there too?
yep.
Was that in partnership with anybody?
With Vooks and NCompass, trying to, again, help kids, empower kids, create equitable access to reading.
So Vooks paid for that, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vooks supported it.
What? Did you tell me that and I'm forgetting?
I know, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that, like Joe was talking about, that's one of the big hearts that we have, is the giving back side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember being a kid and I had a little Fisher-Price record player that was like a little toy record player, you know, and they had, at the time, which is funny because it's similar, but they had books that you could read, and the record was the book as well being read to you. So like you'd hear it and then you'd flip the pages, and I still remember that to this day. Like I can remember those stories. So that's something that I've brought with me my entire life. And that's what, you know, we're hoping that books can do for kids, is give them something that is positive, that yes is entertaining and fun, that they don't even realize is educational, you know, but is also educational, that is going to give them this positive thing that they have for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And it's cool that with kids all around the world that we can do that, and in places that we've heard stories from a group in like rural Mongolia who they've got a bunch of kids that are in like nomadic groups out there and whatnot, and they're using books with them, which is wild. So it's just cool to know that there's people all over the world that can experience that, and that we can, you know, help give that to them.
It's been great to see the international appeal. You know, we had Vooks was adopted by 191,000 schools. Teachers in 191,000 schools in 200 countries signed up for their free year of Vooks when we were giving it away and distributing it. So just knowing how many kids all over the world are taking this product that you see from the seed vision early on, and and now you see speech language pathologists have validated how much they use it and how much they love it. We've had so many families with kids with autism and dyslexia talk about how it's uniquely valuable for their family and how it's been game-changing for their kids. So it's just been an opportunity to serve and figure out how we can keep making the product better and keep bringing amazing storybooks to life.
So how many people are on the platform right now? Like all together?
That's a
You
good
got a
question.
ballpark number?
How many kids are viewing the content on a
Kids, family,
monthly
yeah.
basis?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of teachers that are using it, which typically have a dozen or 2 dozen kids in their class. So I'd say on monthly it's over 2 million kids probably who are being exposed to books around the world.
Wow.
And we're looking to expand that to closer to 50 to 100 million kids in the near future.
We realized that the neurodiverse community has really been attracted to books because of our purposefully slower pacing. We're not interested in like the whiz bang boom stuff that is just constantly like amping kids up, because what happens is when kids get all that stimulus coming in, that's when their brains check out, turn off. That's when you see like the screen time zombies. So we purposely make books, we try to like lower that energy so that kids can like disengage and talk to their parents, and come back to it.
In an ideal world, would you be able to just give books away for free to everybody?
Yeah, we would love that in an ideal world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what we work on, finding the right partners who can help do that. We have a great partnership with Atmos Energy and United Way, where the Dallas School District is doing that. Like Atmos is paying for United Way to be able to provide books for free for all the kids in the Dallas School District. And so we're looking for more partners who can help us get equitable reading access to all kids around the world.
It had been a few weeks since I've been able to visit South Meadows. Just work schedule got really busy, so I was glad to be able to stop in today and kick it in Miss Brown's advisory class and just hang out with the students. Some of them like talking basketball. They always have answers about what the Blazers should be doing differently. Who should be traded, who should stay. I hear it all whenever I go to the school. And then also just how things are going in classes, and then just throughout the school morale and how people are still sticking to some of the goals that we set early on.
What's up, everybody? Y'all awake? Y'all still not awake? I've been here for like 35 minutes and everybody been sleepwalking. Y'all gotta wake up. See, by about 2 o'clock, I know y'all gonna be going crazy though.
But one specific reason I wanted to go today was to connect with Maria, who is a young lady that I met over a year ago on a Zoom call that Principal Welch set up because she was leading a class, a group that they're just trying to change the world. Like, that's the best way I can put it. They are trying to do so much good, and it all involves impacting other people in a way that uplifts them. That's all they care about. So I just wanted to talk to Maria a little bit. I plan on coming back to her class that she leads pretty soon, but before doing that, I just wanted to touch base with her, see how things are going, see how the school year is shaping up, and just getting into what exactly it is that fuels her to be the special person that she is. What got you just so passionate about these topics of equity and being a part of kind of advancing other people's lives?
We're gonna experience what happens out there, so it's better for us to like know about it and talk about the problems that are happening in our world instead of keeping it hidden from us when so we know what to do and like understand it,
It's just so impressive to me that this is a group of 7th and 8th graders that she's referring to in this class that like really care so much about other people and are intent on making positive change.
Hopefully we make a change this year because we weren't able to do much last year since it was all online, so hopefully we planned something to do. I mean, last year we had a lot of plans that we wanted to do. We wanted to do like a fundraiser, do like some type of movie night at the school to raise money and donate to charities and all that stuff. But we weren't able to do it because of COVID.
Okay.
So hopefully we get to do that this year.
Okay, you gotta make sure you keep me up to date on that. If you do have something, let me know, and you let me know how I can help you with that.
All right.
All right. I'm really proud of you. I really am, seriously. I know, like, I can't come here as often as I would like, and a few times when I'm able to come, like, we can't just sit and hang out all the time, right? But like, I always ask Principal Welch about you guys, and like, what you're doing is seriously incredible. So thank you for it. It's really impressive. Like, so keep it up. All right, yeah.
Today we're at the Portland Art Museum. There's the Oregon State's President's Dinner, and Lamar is hosting it with Cathy Marshall. They're both graduates of Oregon State.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. How great it is to be back together again.
And I always enjoy watching things like this and having Lamar host things. I'm always impressed by how good he does, but I'm never surprised. And it was just really great to see you do your thing up there.
I thought you were just going for the dinner.
That too. The dinner was really good.
And the dessert. That's why she really likes coming to these things.
And the wine.
We're just two examples of what an OSU education can do, and we know a vibrant, successful campus depends on the generosity of donors like yourself. So we're honored to be here tonight to celebrate your contributions to Oregon State University. You are kind and generous people. Because of you, the students, faculty, and research at Oregon State University are thriving. And so we gather here tonight to share our thanks with you.
I'm grateful the university, reaches out at times like this and asks me to be a part of this, especially with Cathy. I've known Cathy for at least a decade, and we've never had worked together in this type of capacity before. And she's like a TV star.
Yeah.
Cathy has been in the TV industry for a long time. She's excelled, and she's been at different phases of the actual TV, in front of the camera, behind the camera, directing, all of that stuff.
And I happen to know also that OSU was life-changing for this man right here, coming to Corvallis all the way from Houston.
Long way, Cathy.
So amazing, he has never left the state. Oregon has become his home for good, settled here, and married.
I gotta tell you too, when I first visited campus, it was a spring day, 80 degrees outside, sunny. Nobody told me it's normally like this, how it is now. But I didn't mind it. I fell in love with the rain. I love the cloudy skies. I love the Beaver community. So thank you all, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, for accepting me into this university and allowing me to make this home.
I was sitting at a table with the Reeser family and the interim Oregon State president and a couple other donors, and it was just really fun because I feel like a lot of these events that we go to where you're the host, people are kind of surprised by like, oh, Lamar's doing a really good job. He's good at this thing. And it's never a surprise for me anymore, but I can understand and appreciate that people maybe just see you doing only a basketball game and don't know oh wait, you can read off a teleprompter too and other things like that, but it's not a surprise for me, but I'm always appreciate the compliments that they have for you.
To every donor joining us tonight, and especially to our newest Harris Society members, thank you.
Your leadership really inspires others to take an active role in the vibrant community. So thanks once again.
So it was just a cool evening to be amongst a lot of Oregon State donors who were entering a new club and people who have helped support the university and help support people like myself, with some of the scholarships. And I wouldn't have been able to go to college without a scholarship. So it was fun to be a part of it.
Good night, and Lamar, join me. Go Beavs!
Today is the day.
That's right.
Elevate Surprise from Techifi. Now this was crazy getting to this day because there were so many schedules that were flip-flopping because Donell had a basketball game scheduled for that day, and then that got rescheduled and then
canceled eventually.
Yeah, and then fortunately Frank was super flexible on it, and he made sure that he was going to get in there in time to get everything set up.
Yeah.
So what it required was Frank going early in the morning before kids even go to school, so it could be a time when kids kind of pass through the offices.
Yeah.
So Frank was going to meet Paul during that time and make sure, hey, even if some kids might have seen it, we got to make sure Donell doesn't see it.
It's still a secret.
Yeah, so they get in there and Frank connects with Paul, and then they change the location. They changed the room. Frank just did it on his own, but it was for a really good reason.
So the original plan was that they were going to set this TV stand and all of this stuff up in the garage or the warehouse, but then once Frank got in there, he realized, okay, the conference room is a great spot for this so that it doesn't have to just be used by the kids, but the actual mentors can use it at Elevate for meetings or anything like that that they might need. And it's just the perfect place. It looks awesome in there, and it looks like it was meant to be in there all along.
Frank and Techifi were able to create this system in their own warehouse and prepare it and then bring it over. And one thing that Frank wanted to do was kind of use something that can be used all around the Elevate offices. So something you can literally wheel in and bring it in one room. And if at some point you want to take it somewhere else, you could take it somewhere else. But he explained all of this to Paul and told him all the functions and all the capabilities, and Paul was excited about it.
I'm really happy to present this AV cart for the organization. We're really excited to show you some of the cool things it can do.
Right on.
So we went ahead and installed a actual PC in this system. This computer allows us to, support PowerPoint or any presentations that you guys may have. Nice Logitech conference camera here. You got a wireless keyboard and mouse, full Xbox gaming system here. We got 4 controllers, and then from there you have access to all your online streaming services. This cart kind of supports just about anything you want to do with it.
Can you film music videos on this?
Ah.
I think I speak for our entire organization when I say, man, we appreciate you.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm just so happy you guys can use this.
Oh, yeah.
Late morning, Frank and Techifi have completed the setup, and now all we have to do is get Donell there.
Yeah.
Now, this was Paul's job. This was Paul Tabron Jr.'s job, and he succeeded, but it was stressful for him. It was not easy. Jordan Bader, who's the chair of the Elevate board, he told him he had a fever.
They were supposed to have, he had planned coffee with Donell earlier in the day because that's what we needed to make sure he had time blocked out. And then he canceled on him and said, I think I have a fever, I'm sorry.
And then in addition to that, so the way Paul got him there is Paul told him like, hey man, I really need to meet with you.
Yeah.
And so Donell's whole thing was, well, why can't we just talk on the phone?
Talk?
Why can't we just,
I
don't have to come. And Paul said, no, I need you to come to the office.
I need you to be here,
And so Donell is already on like high alert coming in. And then this was the capper. When Donell got to the offices, Paul was waiting at the door for him, which he never does apparently. So Donell, his whole walk from coming in.
And Donell thought, let's go in my office. And Paul's like, no,
let's go in the conference room.
We gotta go in the conference room.
That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
I want to curse right now.
Come on. We got the surprise for you, man. We got the surprise for you from Techifi, man. They wanted to.
How are you doing?
They wanted to hook it up for the Elevate family. They wanted to hook this whole thing up. So it's the TV with the Xbox system, with the camera. So when you do your conference calls, yeah, man. Hey, come on, man. Hey, man, they love Elevate, man.
Come on, man.
They love it.
I ain't got a fever. I got no COVID.
I'm like,
Hey, I'm thinking he about to quit.
I'm
like, all I'm thinking about is, okay, I'm gonna have to do the big elementary. I'm just thinking about work, man. Like, I'm like, he's sick. He's about to quit. Yeah, he's waiting for me at the door.
Yeah, this is
I even see him. He's wearing all black. I walked in and like, that's a nice shirt. I'm like, oh man, he's about to quit.
They put me up to it.
Don't be mad at him. Be mad at me. Be mad at us. So this is the group that we're working with on our home build, home automation group.
Okay.
Great company led by an awesome dude. His name's Frank and his wife Naven.
So then we were able to express that this is the surprise from Frank and Techifi.
That's yours.
Yeah.
It's yours.
That whole setup.
It's yours. It's yours. It's yours, man. Yeah.
I would like to thank him personally.
Yeah.
That would be the right thing to do. I would appreciate it.
Well, he wouldn't even need it, man. He just wanted you guys to enjoy this.
He's happy to do it.
Really? Yeah, really.
As Donell started to kind of go through, okay, I figured out how we got to this point.
Yeah.
Now here we are. We got this beautiful TV, multimedia system, internet, all this stuff, conferencing in front of us. And he started to go through all the special things that they can do with it. And you could see how excited and grateful he was.
I can't say thank you enough. You know, with the state of the world that we in, where they can't go to have a real tour, you know, they can use this to Zoom with the representatives in these various schools across the nation, and they can get virtual tours and really good meetings, so we can bring our kids in here to do those meetings with those schools, and actually Zoom our kids in that's from these schools to talk to a group of kids and continue to lead peer-to-peer meetings with these kids.
Very grateful to Lamar introducing us to Frank and Techifi bringing it in. Man, I was trying so hard not to use this thing for I was about to say, man, he's just gonna have to walk in on me.
And the kids are gonna love this.
Yeah.
They're gonna love this.
So what do you think would be a cool way to, like, you know, surprise the kids and the mentors with this?
Oh yeah.
I said we just keep going with Paul.
Okay. All right, Paul.
Amidst all of the celebration and excitement and stuff, it was really cool once things started to settle down a little bit. And Donell explained the story of a day he was at a restaurant in Portland, and the show was on, the episode 1, which Elevate was featured on, and he was explaining how he's sitting there eating his lunch, and all of a sudden he's on like 10 TVs, and people start looking at him, and it got kind of strange.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to eat my meal, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm on all these TVs. Next thing you know, people stop eating their lunch and start looking. They're like, I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. And this guy's like, yeah, that's you, man. And then I'm like, and then my guest turns around. She's like, oh my God. And then the waitress, and the cool part about it though is, which was going to be great, because the waitress, a young lady, she reached out and emailed me probably a few hours after that, really wanting to know more about who we are and possibly work for us. So, so that's been, you guys from seeing it, she saw it, and then she just looked us up and emailed me personally to my email address, and so I'm working on really carving out time to meet with the young lady and see what she wants to do. But you guys are changing my life, man, real time.
And if that's all that comes from this show, with each organization or person that's involved, like that is more than enough. That's what we would hope for these people, because these are some really good organizations. The Elevate Oregon leading the way, and to attach people with it, that is great stuff.